Hi, welcome back to my channel. I haven't filmed for a couple weeks. Life has been a little different than normal for all of us, not just me, but I had to, well, I didn't really have to. I went to my parents' house right before the COVID-19 virus kind of spread here in Norway, and I decided to stay there for 2 weeks, just kind of staying inside, just spending time with my family, but I had to go back to Oslo where I live, and it's my student city. I had to go back yesterday, so now I'm stuck in here for a while. That's how it is, so I kind of have my quarantine outfit going on, and I'm happy to finally be able to do my second update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows project. When I decided to stay longer at my parents' house, one of the things that I was kind of not really worried about, I wouldn't say that, but I was thinking about this project and I was like, oh, can't wait to film my update and to kind of continue doing this, because I didn't bring a lot of makeup with me because I thought I was only staying for a couple of days, and then I stayed for 2 weeks. And also I haven't been doing my makeup every day because I've stayed at home with my mom and dad. And there was this one day when I went to do my makeup because I felt like I had to do it because it had been a couple of days and I was like, oh, I need to do my makeup. And then I came back downstairs and my mom asked, why are you looking all dolled up? Are you like FaceTiming with anyone? Are you going anywhere? I was like, no, I'm just staying home, just hanging out with you. But I just felt like I needed a pick me up. I felt like I needed to look more fresh, because walking around in your sweatpants and not doing your makeup and having your hair up in a bun or something, if you do that for days, you will get a little bit sick of just being like that. You know what I mean? It's not a good thing to just kind of let yourself not look good. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You get my point. So, I'm hoping to get back to a more normal schedule now that I'm here and I don't have anything to do, except actually I have a home exam that I'm trying to write, and I have to admit I'm not doing the best. I think it's kind of hard to focus on like university stuff when there's so much going on in this world, and I want to do fun stuff instead, so that's why I'm filming this video instead of actually writing my exam. But I really want to do some videos now that I have the time, and now that I'm alone, just me, myself, and I need to speak to someone. So the camera will do. And yeah, that's all I was going to say about that. I hope that everyone is safe, and I hope that everyone is healthy, and that you find something to occupy your time while not going outside and helping fight this virus once and for all. We need this gone so that we can go back to normal. I'm sick of not hugging people. I mean, I love hugging, so. Pan Those Eyeshadows project, that is what we were actually going to talk about. And if you haven't seen my intro and my first update, I will link them down below. I talk a little bit about my rules and stuff, and I will also link Alexandra's channel, who is the creator of this project. Thank you to my fellow Scandinavian for creating this. It's so much fun. And I will also link some other people doing this project, so if you want to watch more Pan Those Eyeshadows projects, I will have them linked, and you can tell them that I sent you if you found them via my link, so that would be nice. And let's just hop into the progress, shall we? If you want to watch how I did this month, which was a longer month kind of because I had a couple more days, then just keep on watching. So we're gonna start with MAC Grain, which is one of the eyeshadows that I've been using a lot this month. I used it 20 times from February 15th up until now. Well, actually up until yesterday, which was March 25th, so a little longer than a month. But I used it 20 times, and I also used it 26 times last month. Wow, that's a lot. So I used it a total of 46 times in this project, and I now have a pretty decent dip. Hopefully you'll be able to tell. I have it in this really dirty palette, as you can see. Nice. So I feel like I'm getting really close. MAC eyeshadows are kind of deep. The pan is kind of deep, so it takes a while, but I mean 46 uses, I should be pretty close. It even had a small dip when I started, so I'm confident about that one. Then I have a Colourpop shade, which is Malbec from the Colourpop and Becky G palette, which is called Salvaje. So it is just a smaller Colourpop eyeshadow. Looks like this. This doesn't really have a dip or anything, but I have used it 18 times. I didn't use it at all last month because I had a similar shade, also from Colourpop, in this project that I used 30 times and then rolled it out. Then I started using this one, and I've used this one 18 times, but it's not showing, which is a little bit discouraging because I don't use a lot of it each time I use it. I just use a little bit in my outer corner or in my crease. It's too light to use as a liner, and it's too dark to use as a crease shade. So I don't really know if I'm ever going to hit pan on it. So probably if I make it to 30 uses, I will probably roll it out, to be honest. So yeah, that's Colourpop Malbec. 18 uses is still, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, so the next one is from Urban Decay, and it's from the Born to Run palette, and it is this shade right here called Baja. Pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. So it's not really showing that I've used it. I've only used it 6 times too, and then I used it 10 times last month, so 16 uses. I'm pretty sure after 30 uses I will also roll this one out, because I have tried to pan on shades from the Urban Decay Born to Run palette before, and it is almost impossible. And this is a super pigmented and pretty like bright orange shade, so we'll see. I'll probably try to use it 30 times. I'm starting to feel like I've used enough orange eyeshadow for this year. The next one is the one that I rolled in last month, which is Tarte Funny Girl, and it is this, how do I show you this? This shade right here. It looks like it has a pretty decent dip, and as you can see with this darker brown as well. The reason for that is that I made a Franken eyeshadow out of, if I remember correctly, out of these 3 shimmery shades in this palette, and I don't know what happened to that eyeshadow. I know I really liked it. It ended up being a really nice kind of like champagne-y, like gold bronze shade. Probably tossed it at some point, but that is the reason this one has a pretty good dip. And I've also been using it 13 times this month as an inner corner shade mostly, and also under my brow, sometimes as a face highlighter, mostly on my cupid's bow. It's a little bit too glittery to use on my cheekbones, I think, but I think I can manage to pan on this one. I don't know how long it will take, but I'm feeling confident. At some point I will be able to pan on it. So It's an easy shade to use pretty much every day, but it's also extremely similar to grain. So what I've been doing a lot of times is using grain under my brows because it's not as glittery shimmery, and then I've used the Tarte palette, Tarte eyeshadow in my inner corner. But once I hit pan on grain, a little bit easier to use the Tarte eyeshadow. So I've kind of been switching around, and I also didn't bring my Tarte palette with me these last 2 weeks, so that's why I haven't been using it that much. But I feel like 13 is, it's not that bad, but I know I can use it more. The last one is the one that I hit pan on, and I'm so excited. I've been using orange eyeshadow, as I said, a lot. So this month I used this 25 times, and then I used it 26 times last month, which totals to 51 uses, which is a lot. 51 uses. And it took me 46 uses to hit pan on it, so I've used it 5 times after I hit pan. This is the eyeshadow that I'm talking about. It is looking really washed out on camera, but it is Colourpop I Owe You, and I have a decent pan in that one, so good job me. That's why I'm wearing a kind of cool toned eyeshadow today. That must be a first. I don't think I've ever filmed a video wearing like cool toned eyeshadow. I don't usually do that, but today I felt like it, and it's a nice kind of break from all of the oranges and warm tones going on. So yeah, it took me 46 uses, which means eyeshadow takes a long time to use, because that one I used a lot of every time I used it. I also even used it as a blush sometimes, but I used it all over the crease, sometimes all over the lid and in the crease. I've used a lot of that eyeshadow, so I'm not surprised I was able to hit pan, but it took some effort to do it. So because I hit pan on it, I'm gonna roll in a new shade, which is super exciting. Since last month, I have decluttered one eyeshadow palette. I decided I didn't want to keep my Colourpop It's a Princess Thing palette because I was just not inspired by it. I think I've only used it a couple of times. So that's 15 eyeshadows out of my collection, which means I now have 278 pans of eyeshadow that I'm trying to hit pan on, because as I've mentioned previously, there are a couple of eyeshadows that I'm not including in this palette, including a couple of black eyeshadows. And I now have 2.2% of all my eyeshadows that have pan in them, which is not that much. But only 278 pans of eyeshadow. I don't think that is a huge number. And I haven't really bought any new eyeshadows for quite a while. And also, one thing I didn't mention, since there won't be a trip to New York, I was supposed to go there tomorrow, and I'm really sad I couldn't, but you have to sacrifice some things when the world is as it is right now. So no trip to New York, which means I probably won't buy as much makeup as I would have if I'd gone there. I was planning a lot of like New York themed videos, like what's on my wish list, what I'm packing for New York, get ready with me in New York. I had a lot of videos planned, and all of them, well, they obviously won't happen, so that sucks. But oh well, it means I won't have any more eyeshadows for a while, and I can get my pan percentage up a bit. So we're now going to pick the eyeshadow to replace Colourpop I Owe You. Let's hope that I get a shimmer shade this time and not a highlight shimmer shade. Something else, something colorful or fun, something else. Let's go. Please focus. Urban Decay Stranded. Okay, I am actually excited about that one because that comes from my Urban Decay Born to Run palette. And if I remember correctly, yes, it is a shimmer shade. And it's also just right on next to my Baja shade. So now I'm going to try to use both of these. And you might not be able to tell that there is some usage on this one. Oh, there is a little bit of a dent. So I think I haven't tried hitting pan on any of these shimmer shades, but I know that shimmer shades are easier, for me at least. Well, probably for everyone, because matte shades are usually really pigmented and really tightly pressed. But this one I can use all over the lid. I can use it with, like, I can use these two together, and I can also use it with the Colourpop Malbec shade. It should be a pretty easy color to use quite a bit. It's still a really neutral color palette, but I'm happy. I'm actually really happy. I was preparing for something like dark brown or like something else. I'm now gonna quickly swatch these eyeshadows and show you my color palette for March and April. So here we are. If this, you probably won't be able to tell, the lighter shades are just kind of showing up as a sheen. This is Tarte Funny Girl and MAC Grain, so they are definitely similar, but this one is more glittery, just doesn't show up that much. And then this one's slightly darker. And then this is Urban Decay Stranded, Urban Decay Baja, and Colourpop Malbec. So those are the 5 shades that I am currently working on in my Panels Eyeshadows project. I'm looking at this, it's definitely the type of shades that I gravitate towards naturally, so that is kind of nice. But I'm hoping that next time I can get something that kind of is a little more of a challenge, because so far the eyeshadows have been eyeshadows that I would naturally use, normally just grab for, which means I do a lot of similar looks and I do a lot of like easy for me looks. So I haven't really had any big challenges yet, which at some point I will probably get a challenge, and then I will wish that I had a more like simple, easy to use selection. But we'll see how it goes throughout the year. If you like Pandos eyeshadows, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you did, that would be a lot of fun for me. And I would also love for you to subscribe, and we can support each other, and we can talk about this project or anything else that you want to talk about. After I'm done with this exam, I have a lot of time to spare, so I'll probably be on YouTube quite a bit. So I hope you liked it, and I hope that you will stay tuned for my next update, and also for my Project Pan finale this weekend. I hope to get it up pretty soon, and also my Spring Project Pan intro. I will have those will be my next 2 videos, and I'm excited about those as well. So other than that, I hope that you enjoy time as much as you possibly can, and do something fun. Even though you have to stay inside, you can still listen to a fun podcast or some fun music, watch a nice Netflix series, something. I watched King's Speech yesterday, the movie. It was really nice. I'm writing about stuttering in my exam, so it was kind of a way for me to work on my exam and also just not doing it. So that was I felt like it was a good idea when I did it. Should have been writing, but I learned something, and it was a good movie. So that is everything I wanted to talk to you about today, and I hope to see you soon, and take care. Bye.